Pop topics.
Burning that bush.
Speaking of coke, there was another woman that got in trouble recently, and this one's a little bit more creative.
Actually, I feel like I'd like to debate the merits of this one.
Yeah. This comes by way of complex.com. Woman busted for smuggling 27 pounds of cocaine in wheelchair at JFK.
She smuggled a
27 pounds.
maybe like an 8-month baby. 8-month baby.
No, way, but like a toddler.
Toddlers are 27 pounds.
Well, yeah, like I have a nephew that's 2, and he's like 20-something pounds.
You think? I would think that
He walks around.
I think that a toddler would weigh 7 DVD copies of 7 pounds, or 20
That's a good point.
copies of 7 pounds.
That's how
Starring Will Smith.
movie math.
Movie math.
A woman who, this was written by Trace William Cohen, also known
Big
as
fan.
Trace Liam Cohen.
Sup, Liam?
A woman who was cruising through John F. Kennedy International Airport in a motorized wheelchair full of cocaine was arrested Sunday. Yancella Stanley touched down in New York City on a flight from St. Lucia, not a real place. And did he mean St. Louis?
It's Lucia.
And was later arrested by U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents, the New York Daily News reports Tuesday. This is that Sicario stuff I was talking about. Is St. Lucia in Mexico?
St. Lucia is, I believe, in the Caribbean islands. Robin, check that out. By the way, bench warrant issued mostly for failure to show up to court.
Thanks,
So
Robin.
now we know.
After landing on a JetBlue flight Sunday, Customs and Border Protection officials noticed something amiss with the motorized wheelchair seat cushion. When presenting her baggage, officials said, Stanley seemed nervous. Stanley's behavior resulted in a canine dog being deployed, at which point the cocaine was discovered. Stanley was arrested and turned over to Homeland Security investigations. Now,
Maybe a young lady named Yancella from St. Lucia was afraid of the white man.
yes.
The authorities.
These Sicarios, they're getting good. These coyotes is what the drug runners are called. Sorry, I don't want to brag. I know the drug game. The coyotes are getting real good at smuggling this stuff in. Because, I mean, you catch one old lady in a motorized wheelchair with coke. How many got past, you know?
See, I feel like this is pretty low-hanging fruit. I feel like they didn't do well enough. So, I mean, 27 pounds is quite a bit.
It's nearly $500,000 of cocaine.
That's a lot.
That's on one person.
But that's on like a wheelchair, like, oh, she's elderly. But that feels like a plot in a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
Like, that feels like that was in Narcos, and that hit the cutting room floor.
Well, it was like in Blow. You remember in Blow when they get into cocaine, they go.
Can I admit
they
that
go
I've never
from
seen Blow?
Weed. You've never seen Blow?
No.
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I don't like movies, though, you know?
They start that was back in the 80s, and they were taping it to girls, you know, when they would tape it around them, or they would.
It's like smuggling a catfish into Bridgestone.
Yes, exactly. They would. I think that guy watched Blow to get some inspiration.
I mean,
on how
he
to
could have.
smuggle.
Imagine how many catfish he could have smuggled in the seat of a wheelchair.
I'm telling you, he would have gotten a handicap spot too.
Ooh, but then if you're
Then he wouldn't be
standing
close
up,
enough.
but if you're standing up, yeah, because the handicap spots are up in the.
They're like second level.
Yeah, but then unless you get like the low level.
Yeah. He
But then
would have had to throw it like a tomahawk,
It's like a tomahawk.
like that. The catfish,
Or like a broken boomerang.
like a broken
Like a
boomerang.
jiggly boomerang.
Yes. Yeah, they would tape it to girls, or what they would do is hire flight attendants.
Mm-hmm.
They would get broads in the flight game to smuggle the cocaine in.
I
'cause
feel
they
like
don't get
anybody that
checked.
knows the drug game is listening to you being like, yeah.
Well, yeah, but you didn't know. You never
know.
seen Blow.
No, I've never seen Blow, but I have seen Narcos.
I have a hard
I've seen
time. A lot
Sicario.
of our listeners are big in the drug game.
I don't know. Mariah seems like she's pretty
Except for-
hammed out all the
except
time.
for Robin.
Just bad. Well, Mariah buys fake drugs at Bonnaroo.
Does she?
I don't know. Is that slander?
I think so.
Cool.
I don't know. They're getting real creative.
It doesn't feel as creative to me.
I love keeping up with how drugs work.
I'd say, see, I always think about this. How would I smuggle this in somewhere? And I would think maybe like a semi-truck full of like something that looks like a powdery substance, and in those boxes just a bunch of bags of flour, and just have a white guy driving, and then put a bunch of the cocaine in the middle of the truck.
See, that's old school. The cops see that one coming.
see,
you
but-
got to keep reinventing.
But you keep reinventing. But sometimes you got to hide in plain sight.
I guess so.
And I
guess,
feel like in
yeah.
that was almost a little bit too far. It's almost a little bit.
Start putting them in VCRs again. But then people are like, "Why you got VCRs?"
I got a VCR. Well,
yeah.
because I live in St. Lucia.
Yeah, because I'm a hipster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
VCRs are pretty hipster now, aren't they? Do you think that's going to be the thing? Like in
It already
in
is.
20 years, you know how today kids buy vinyls and like what are they called?
Cassettes
Record
are already coming
spinners?
back.
What are they called? I can't believe I don't know what they're called.
Like records, like 33 1/3.
Yeah, but what do you put them on?
Turntable.
Turntable. The people buy those because they think they're nostalgic and seasoned. But
Got one right there.
you think in like 20 years people are going to start watching movies on VCRs again to feel cool?
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc.
They're gonna ham it out on Laserdisc. They're gonna watch Johnny Dangerously, 1985.
I hate people. But I love coyotes and I love mules. Not the animals, the savages that smuggle the drugs into this country that I don't partake in.
Again, step 2. That's strike 2. You're starting to sound like Jeff Sessions.
Hey. No, because I like
but
the,
you
I
like the drugs.
coyotes.
You like the drugs.
I like these guys.
Yeah.
Not when they start raping people, but when they're finding new ways to get drugs into the country. That's what I like.
Have you ever been checked at a security check?
No, not extensively. No, I've never gotten randomly.
Neither have I.
Randomly. Because I feel like those aren't random. I feel like they're nowhere near random.
No, one time I did, and it was
but
I was a kid.
That is even more proof it's not random.
That's true.
You Arab.
I was, well, that's true. It was 2006. I was in Vegas, and I was flying out of Vegas, and it was funny because they have these little escort cards that they pass out, and being a young boy of 16 with a hankering for some dankering, I put it in my my wallet, and I thought that was gonna get in trouble if they caught me because I was under 18 and I was in possession of pornographic material. Turns out they didn't even look, and if they did, the guy was probably like, "Attaboy,
yeah,
going up just like Dad." Turns out my mom took me to Vegas. Mom and Dad took me to Vegas. So my mom said we should go so that I could actually meet my real dad on accident.
Oh,
see, that's a good storyline.
yeah, that is. I was really scared once that I was going to get checked when I went to LA a few years ago, and I bought a couple of glass. Like I bought a pipe and a bubbler on Venice Beach, but I was worried about bringing them back. But then the girl that we were meeting there said, just don't smoke out of them because the X-ray doesn't see glass. So if you don't smoke in them and there's no resin in there, they're not going to see it on the X-ray in your bag. But we ended up smoking out of one of them, and I thought I had cleaned it well enough. But then when it was in my bag, like on the way to the airport, I could smell it, and I was like, "This isn't going to go very well." But I just kept it in there, and I put it in my computer bag. And then when everything went through, the checker lady stopped me, and she was like, "Hey," and I was like, "They found it. Like it's over. Like I'm dead."
Instantly pooped your pants?
They're gonna kill me.
Instantly pooped your pants.
And she was like, just so you know, if you ever have a computer, you got to take it out of the bag. You can't have the computer in with everything else. And then just gave me everything and let me go.
Friendly bust. Can I make a correction to you, by the way?
What?
Since you're going to correct that in the future. You did make a little faux pas.
What?
Robin says that, by the way, mules are the ladies that smuggle the drugs. Coyotes smuggle people. So I'm not sure. Do you want to?
Well, yeah, they put the drugs in the girls. The coyotes are smuggling the mules.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm going to distance myself from that opinion.
Go ahead.
Because you don't want to smuggle people because.
Hey, the more people, the better.
Yeah, but you won't go to Bonnaroo.
That's true. But
I'm just finding flaws in the lodge.
That's because I don't like white people.
That's true.
Yeah.